North America, 299 to 252 million years ago. Towering beasts stride across a cracked earth. Their sharp teeth tear into prey, crushing bones with ease. They snort hot air through gaping holes in their skulls, shaking their bodies with powerful tails. We are here to discover a long-forgotten world, a world of giants whose legacy we have all inherited. But who are these prehistoric monsters, and why is it so important that we uncover their secrets? Hi everyone. This is the first episode of our new series, Permian Tetrapods. You might be wondering what exactly are tetrapods? Well, join us as we travel back in time to reveal a bygone era of giants. Before the dinosaurs ruled the planet, there was a time when creatures even more extraordinary stalked the land. These animals were not dinosaurs. However, they were the direct ancestors of the first dinosaurs, as well as every mammal on the planet today. In other words, every single human being alive today is a direct descendant of these remarkable beasts. They are known as tetrapods, which means 4 feet, describing their defining characteristic, 4 limbs. But they're much more than just 4-footed vertebrates. They are living relics of our own evolutionary past. These ancient wanderers are rarely captured in the fossil record. But we're going to use our scientific knowledge and the latest technology to fill in the gaps and reconstruct them like never before. From the smallest shrew-like creatures to gigantic, terrifying predators, these animals were the dominant force shaping the ancient world. For millions of years, they ruled supreme in a vast empire stretching from the North Pole to the South Pole. But their reign came crashing to a sudden halt with the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. Did you know that 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates vanished in the blink of an eye? This catastrophic event, known as the Permian-Triassic extinction, left our planet reeling and set the stage for the rise of dinosaurs. But what if we could turn back the clock and witness these ancient beasts before their untimely demise? What if we could explore a lost world where giants roamed free? Join us as we embark on a journey through time to uncover the secrets of this forgotten era. Our expedition takes us back to a time when the Earth's continents were joined together in a supercontinent called Pangaea. Picture yourself standing on a windswept plain, gazing out over a vast desert that stretches as far as the eye can see. Rolling sand dunes, towering mesas, and rugged canyons dominate the horizon. In the distance, distant volcanoes spew ash into the air, casting an eerie glow over the landscape. But the harsh beauty of this desert hides a darker secret beneath its surface. As you continue your journey across the barren wasteland, you begin to notice strange tracks imprinted in the hardened desert sand. At first glance, they appear to be nothing more than the markings left behind by some long-forgotten creature. But upon closer inspection, you realize that these tracks tell a story of a bygone era when giants roamed this land. Each footprint is a testament to the incredible weight and power of the creatures that once inhabited this world. And as you trace their path across the desert, you can't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder at the sheer magnitude of these prehistoric beasts. Welcome to the world of the Permian Tetrapods. Suddenly, a dark shape emerges from the swirling dust. Its skin is covered in bony plates, its eyes narrow and reptilian. It is a predator perfectly adapted to this harsh environment. In the Permian period, approximately 299 to 252 million years ago, this was a time when the Earth's climate was undergoing a significant shift. As the supercontinent Pangaea moved southwards, the interior regions started to experience drier conditions, leading to the formation of vast deserts and semi-arid landscapes. But it wasn't just the environment that was changing. This period also saw a dramatic increase in the size of tetrapods, which were early vertebrates that had evolved from fish and were the predecessors to modern-day amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. The name tetrapod comes from the Greek word meaning 4 feet, referring to their 4-legged locomotion, which distinguished them from other vertebrates, such as fish, which have fins. Now take a look at the diverse range of Permian tetrapods. There were many kinds of tetrapods. Some were small and resembled modern salamanders, while others grew to immense sizes. Among the most famous of these giants was the Dimetrodon, a synapsid that lived in what is now North America and Europe. The Dimetrodon was easily one of the most iconic creatures of the Permian. With its distinctive sail-like structure running down its back, this massive reptile was a true behemoth. measuring up to 3 meters in length and weighing several tons. Despite its fearsome appearance, the Dimetrodon was not a dinosaur. Instead, it was a type of synapsid, an early relative of mammals that flourished during the Permian. The Dimetrodon's sail was likely used for display and communication, possibly to attract mates or intimidate rivals. Further south, in what is now Russia, we meet Edaphosaurus, another synapsid that was well adapted to life on land. Unlike the Dimetrodon, Edaphosaurus had a more traditional reptile-like body with a long tail and 4 sturdy legs. However, it still bore the hallmarks of its mammalian ancestry, including a specialized jawbone that allowed for a wide range of motion and a single hole in the roof of its mouth. This group of animals would go on to give rise to the first true mammals, but that was still millions of years in the future. As we continue our journey south, we encounter the enigmatic Seymouria, an early tetrapod that was perfectly suited for life in the arid landscapes of the Permian Desert. This creature had a unique skull with a large opening behind each eye socket, which may have been used to strengthen its bite. Seymour's teeth were also highly specialized, allowing it to consume a variety of plant matter, including tough fibrous plants that other animals couldn't digest. With its strong limbs and sturdy body, it was well adapted for walking on land, although it still retained some fish-like features, such as a long dorsal fin. It's believed that creatures like Seymour were among the first tetrapods to venture out of the water and truly conquer the terrestrial environment. But our exploration of the Permian desert giants doesn't end there. We still have more fascinating creatures to uncover. The Permian period was a time when the Earth's climate began to change, leading to the formation of vast deserts and semi-arid landscapes. The interior regions of the supercontinent Pangaea, which had previously been covered in lush forests, were now experiencing drier conditions. This shift in climate led to the evolution of new plant and animal species that were well adapted to the harsh environment of the desert. One of the most famous groups of animals that thrived in the Permian Desert were the Synapsids, which were early relatives of mammals. One of the most iconic synapsids was the Dimetrodon, a large reptile-like creature with a distinctive sail-like structure on its back. This structure, which was made up of elongated ribs and spines, was likely used for display and communication, possibly to attract mates or intimidate rivals. Despite its fearsome appearance, the Dimetrodon was not a dinosaur. Dinosaurs would not appear for several more million years. Instead, the Dimetrodon was a type of synapsid, an early relative of mammals that flourished during the Permian. Synapsids had several features that set them apart from other animals of the Permian. One of the most notable features was the presence of a single hole in the roof of their mouths, which allowed for a wider range of motion in their jaws. This adaptation gave synapsids a significant advantage over their competitors, allowing them to consume a variety of food sources and exploit new ecological niches. Another feature that distinguished synapsids was their specialized teeth. Unlike the more generalized teeth of most reptiles, synapsids had teeth that were adapted for different functions. For example, some synapsids had long and slender teeth that were perfect for catching insects, while others had shorter and stouter teeth that were better suited for crushing and grinding. Another group of animals that thrived in the Permian Desert were the early relatives of crocodiles and alligators. These creatures, known as archosaurs, were well adapted to life in the dry, hot environment. They had tough, scaly skin that protected them from dehydration, as well as powerful jaws and sharp teeth that allowed them to eat a variety of prey. Archosaurs were also some of the first animals to lay eggs on land, which allowed them to reproduce away from the water and colonize new habitats. The Permian Desert was also home to a variety of other creatures, including insects, amphibians, and early mammals. Insects were particularly diverse in the Permian, with many species evolving wings and taking to the sky. Amphibians were also present, although they were mostly limited to areas near water. Early mammals, which were small proto-wombats that nursed their young with milk, were also found in the Permian Desert. These animals were likely nocturnal and insect-eating, and they played an important role in the ecosystem by controlling populations of insects. Overall, the Permian Desert was a thriving ecosystem home to a wide variety of animals that were well adapted to the harsh environment. These creatures, including the synapsids, archosaurs, insects, amphibians, and early mammals, were the ancestors of many of the animals we know and love today, and their fossils provide us with a glimpse into a world that existed millions of years ago. In conclusion, The Permian Tetrapods were a diverse group of vertebrates that thrived in the Earth as ancient oceans and eventually conquered land. These four-footed creatures, which include the ancestors of mammals and reptiles, dominated the planet for millions of years before the largest mass extinction in Earth's history wiped them out. Despite their relatively short time on Earth, Permian tetrapods left an indelible mark on our planet's history, and their legacy lives on in us today. By studying these magnificent creatures, we gain a deeper understanding of our own evolutionary past and the incredible journey that has brought us to where we are today. So let us continue to explore the world of the Permian tetrapods and uncover the secrets of these ancient giants. Who knows what other wonders and mysteries await us in the annals of Earth's history? Thank you for joining us on this journey through time to discover the world of the Permian tetrapods. We hope you've enjoyed learning about these fascinating creatures and the incredible world they inhabited. If you want to learn more about ancient animals and prehistoric times, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time for more prehistoric adventures.